So, Configuration Manager. Configuration Manager is a massive beast, as you are aware. So, on the last video, we saw a lot of stuff about Configuration Manager. So, right now, I have a basic installation of Configuration Manager. Let me open the console. So, I'm just going to go down here on System Center and open the console. It depends on the installation, you have less or more icons. So the Configuration Manager console, you can install a remote on the server itself. So depends on the infrastructure as well. You need to open the firewall, stuff like that. So, but this aside, let's just focus on the Configuration Manager console itself. So the first time you open, you can see there are few areas of Configuration Manager. The first thing is on the top here, you can see there is a ribbon. Okay, so it's looked like any other Microsoft solution as today. So you can have some extra stuff. But if you think about Configuration Manager 2007 was based on MMC, Configuration Manager 2012 was first introduced the ribbon. So the ribbon will have every single action you can do on the right click. So if you use mouse, probably the right click is easier, but every single task will be in the ribbon. And the ribbon is dynamic. So it may change these tabs here, depends on where you are on the console. So on the bottom now of the ribbon, you have a space on where you are on the navigation, and you can actually kind of change those informations. Okay, so we are right now and then we have four main views or workspaces. The workspace, so we are now looking at the assets and compliance, and the four workspaces we have: assets and compliance, software library, monitoring, and administration. So everything that's going to be down to user and computer or devices, we are going to see here on the asset and compliance. Anything that's related to software, so let me click here, application, software updates, and operation system, we are looking at software library. Anything that's going to be monitoring, reporting, how's the deployment going on, how's the Configuration Manager server going on, you're going to see on the monitoring. And in administration is where you administer Configuration Manager. You create boundaries, we configure collections, client settings, adding new servers, distribution points, and so on. So a quick run through. So we have down the ribbon on the top, and here on the left hand side on the bottom we have the views that we can use on the Configuration Manager, and on the top of the view then we are going to have the options for that specific task or that view. So if you go back here to asset and compliance, you're going to see we have the main area where the overview, like similar to the others. Every single one we have the top of the tree a overview, and then we may have folders. Okay, and then maybe folders in folders, so you can expand. It's kind of a Windows Explorer visual. And we have down the nodes. For example, in this one here we have users, where we're going to see all the users on the Configuration Manager, devices, and so on. And then we have the details pane. So for example, if I click here devices, you can see that this area here changed a bit. Okay, so we have the information here on the right top, that's only about that specific node we clicked. So we click devices, we have information here on the device. If you notice here on the top, it changed. So if I go to overview, we have now only feedback. If I click devices, we now have a lot of more information, because this is down to the node we are, to the object is being selected. Okay, so if I right click, so you can see here almost everything I can do here on the top, I can do here on the right click. So add select items, we have those two. If I open here, add select items, I can do those things. Okay, if I right click here, import those import and the feedback. So it depends on where I am, and then it will change depends on the object I'm selected. And here I can search as well. So if I have a really big number of objects, I can start filter. So for example, if I want to just search for unknown computers, I can just type unknown and it will then clear. So right now I have 2 results. I can clear here, click on the X. And what I search here is going to search for everything. If I only want to search for a specific stuff, for example, just the computer name or the client type or whatever, I can use here the criteria. So if I just want to search for any computer on the site code, I just click and add. I can have here the site code, for example, equals 001, and only computers assigned to site code 001 will be shown, or does not equal to 001, then will be bring any site code that does not equal to 001. If I just want to remove this specific part of the search, I just click on the X here. Or if I want to remove all the search, I just click on the X here. And on the details pane, I can have a sub-details pane here. This button here is depending on the object I'm selected. If I don't have any object selected, it will not exist. And this pane here can be changed the size, so I can expand, I can minimize, and also depends on, again, object I'm selected, I can have a subnodes here. Okay, more information on the tabs. If I go here, for example, let me see what we have. Maybe hard requirements. Yes. So not every single location will have the details, the sub-details, I mean, here on the bottom. There are ones that will not have. But as you can see, the right click changes, it depends on where I am. And the last one, sometimes you go and, for example, let me open here the all systems. I can have here, because I'm looking from a sub-object perspective, not a folder, a sub-object. You can see here the icon is a bit different. Then my home changed. My home will be looking at the object I'm selected. And then because I open from a collection, I also can manage the collection information. Basically the right click here. So the home will be the object you're selected, but you can also have a collection or any other object. And those folders here are dynamic. So I can just easily close that node. I'm not actually deleting anything. It's just a dynamic view of that information. We are going to use this a lot. So don't worry if you are not familiar with Configuration Manager right now, the console. We are going to have lots of videos that we are going to use. The last one is PowerShell. So we use PowerShell a lot. So let's just click here on the menu, let's say like that, and we can have here connect via PowerShell or connect via PowerShell eyes. So I'm just going to connect via PowerShell. And because this is the first time I'm running, it asks some security information. I'm just going to say always run. And then we have here the PowerShell. So if I want to know site, so get CM site. So there are a lot of information. We can almost everything in Configuration Manager can be done in PowerShell. But what version of the PowerShell we are running? So let's use the get module. And the tab helps, so I don't need to type. manage name configuration manager, and we have here, so I'm going to pipe select version just to see what the version we are running. So we are running the version 17.02. So later on then we will start upgrading this to other versions. But I just want to give you a quick run through about configuration manager, the console. So when we start the configuration manager, you are not lost where to click. Okay, see you on the next videos.